As you can see, we are facing a serious problem in certain areas.
For the first time in nearly 2 months, the White House COVID-19 task force holding a public briefing.
Our focus today is very much on the advent of a rising series of new cases across the American South.
U.S. Vice President Mike Pence leading Friday's update, acknowledging the surge in new infections in states like Florida, which just shattered its previous record with nearly 9,000 new cases. The state now shutting down bars to slow the spread. Texas also setting new records this week. After pausing the state's reopening Thursday, it's now rolling things back, ordering all bars to close and reducing restaurant capacity. Nationally, the U.S. reporting nearly 40,000 new cases Thursday, an all-time high since the pandemic began. The hike coinciding with increased testing. But as the Associated Press reports, experts say there is ample evidence the virus is making a comeback, including rising deaths and hospitalizations, especially in the South and West. Still, Pence putting a positive spin on the crisis.
We're in a much better place. We're in a much stronger place.
Donald Trump, who did not attend the briefing, tweeting overnight that nationally coronavirus deaths are way down. Mortality rate is one of the lowest in the world. Our economy is roaring back and will not be shut down. Embers or flare-ups will be put out as necessary. But when it comes to deaths, here's what Dr. Anthony Fauci said earlier this week.
Deaths always lag considerably behind cases. So you're seeing more cases now while the deaths are going down. The concern is if those cases then infect people who wind up getting sick and go to the hospital, it is conceivable you may see the deaths going up.
On Friday, Fauci says it's critical to tackle the current spikes or else all states could be at risk.
If we don't extinguish the outbreak, sooner or later, even ones that are doing well are going to be vulnerable to the spread.
And something else we're hearing from Pence on Friday, what he calls very encouraging news, and that's that about half of the increasing cases in states like Florida and Texas are among Americans under 35. Younger people tend to have less serious symptoms, but the concern is they could pass it on to more vulnerable people, the elderly and those with underlying health conditions. For City News, I'm Melissa Duggan.